Okay, so let's start. So today we'll be discussing flexural strength of the beams. So how do we design or analyze the capacity of a beam? So the design and allowable strength will be using the 506 of the NSCP. So for flexure, the required and available strength are the moments capacity. Okay, so for LRFD, the basic requirement is such that the factored moment or the maximum moment acting on the beam must be less than or equal to the phi mn or the reduction factor times the nominal strength. Okay, so this is for ASD, no? For ASD, the basic requirement is the maximum service moment, okay, acting on the beam must be less than or equal to the nominal capacity over the safety factors in terms of bending. So for LRFD, the reduction factor that will be used is 0.9, okay, because bending on beams don't actually consist of rupture. Kasi ang reduction factor natin, if we are going to recall doon sa tension members, we have a reduction factor there of 0.75. So 0.75 is used for rupture. However, for yielding lang, no, if yielding occurs, so 0.9 ang reduction factor. And flexure, yielding lang ang nangyayari dyan, class. No? Walang rupture dito. So as well as for ASD, so we're going to use 1.67 as our safety factor. Now, however, MU is the maximum moment, no, acting on the beam. To determine the MN, the beam behavior must be examined first from small loads to a large load, which will cause collapse. So, well, actually, yung maximum moment dito, before we design the MN, we have to make sure first that the MN will be compared to the collapse behavior of the beam. So we are assuming that the beam will collapse or will yield. Okay? We'll say beam will yield. So let's try to look at this diagram. So we have here simply support, let's say we have here a simply supported beam loaded with action load here. So if the load is very small, okay, this is the moment diagram, no? So if the load is very small, the top and bottom part of your, let's say we are going to use W section. So the top and the bottom part of this W section, yung mag-yield lang, will reach, will still less than the value of the stress. Kasi sa neutral axis, di ba, hindi yan nakaka-experience ng stress. Okay? So, from the neutral axis, 0 yung stress. And then, as we try to, as the distance increase from the neutral axis, stress also increases. So, as we can see here, the stress is still less than the yield stress. Increase pa natin, class, yung load na in-apply, tinaasan pa natin. So, what will happen to the members? So, yung stress na na-experience niya dito will now be equal to the yielding stress. Mag-yield na siya. I-increase pa natin, class, yung load dito. So as we try to increase the loads, so as you can see here, na-reach niya na dito sa extreme layer natin. The section already experiences yielding hanggang sa portion na to, class. So maraming portion na or itong shaded region na to, class, ganyan na kalaki yung na-experience na yielding stresses or yung portion na to, ito yung area na nag-yield. Initially kasi ito lang yung nag-yield, yung extreme layers. Okay, or extreme fibers. Now, you try to increase pa yung loads. Increase pa natin yung loads. All of your members or all of the cross-sectional areas already yielded. Nag-yield na siya. then what will happen to your structure if yung buong cross-section nag-yield? So, magkakaroon yung class ng necking. So, dyan na mag-start yung necking class pagka nag-yield na yung buong cross-section, cross-sectional area. Okay? So, since we want to have an economical section, so kailangan mong sagarin yung kanyang capacity. You have to get the maximum potential capacity of your section. You have to make sure that the applied loads, yung gagamitin mong loads dito class, the maximum loads that can be applied is your structure will yield, no? Or the intersection will yield. Okay? Will reach the maximum yielding point. Pero wag ka na sumobra doon kasi pag sumobra ka pa doon sa yielding point natin sa FY, magko-collapse na. So near to collapse. So we are designing a structure near to collapse. But not literally na near to collapse na kaya talaga class kasi we still have reduction factor naman. Okay? So we're just talking about the nominal capacity. Okay? So let's try to look at the stress diagram, no, of a section which experiences yielding, no? The entire cross section already yields. The upper portion, okay, let's say ito yun, no? Sa upper portion will experience compression. Okay, and then the lower portion will experience tension kasi beam niya, no, nakaganyan. Yan yung load sa upper portion, compression, sa baba, tension. Okay? So again, yielding na yung entire compression natin. Yielding na rin yung entire tension natin. Okay? So, take note class that the force at the compression must be equal to the force at the tension side. So, they are equal. Okay? If they are equal, so if you're going to equate the area of the compression, so this is the area of compression, and kasi this is force, no? So, force is equal to, or stress is equal to force over the area. Now, if you want to get the compression force, you need to multiply the area of the compression times the stress. So what is the stress? Fy yung stress natin, class. Area natin ng compression. Multiply lang natin sa Fy. Because the member is already yielding. Okay? Next is the tension force. Ganun din class. No? Area ng tension is equal to Fy. Since the structure must be in equilibrium on the entire length of your beam so that there will be no collapse, no? Na mangyayari, near to collapse pa lang, but still, equilibrium pa rin yung compression and tension natin. Okay, so, if they're equal, so we can say that C is equal to T, and then the area of concrete, area of compression rather, times Fy is equal to area ng tension times Fy. Since, parehas lang naman ito ng Fy, so therefore, by equilibrium, okay, area of compression must be equal to the area of the tension. Okay. Now, how do we get the, since they are equal, so there will be a, they are parallel, okay, and equal forces. So, if they are parallel and equal forces, so ano nga yung tawag natin dyan, class? Sa statics natin, equal forces and parallel. So they are coupled forces. And then coupled forces will produce moment. So yung moment na yung class, no? So we are analyzing the capacity of the section. Okay. So they are going to produce a coupled force. So that coupled force, since already yielding na yung entire cross section, so ang tawag natin dun class is plastic moment capacity. Okay? Plastic moment. So the moment capacity, the nominal moment, is just equal to the plastic moment. Okay? So how do we solve that plastic moment? So you have to get the centroid. Okay? You have to get the centroid of the compression and the tension force. Okay? So let's say that is distance A. To get the nominal moment capacity or the plastic moment, so you may use tension or compression. So the tension force times the distance A. Katulad dito lang ginawa natin, calculate the moment, is either the tension or compression times the distance A, distance between the two force. Okay? Um, since area ng compression is just equal to the area ng tension, or simply we can say that the area of compression is half of the area total. Half ng area total. So instead of writing area ng compression, or this is compression force, parang, di ba, nominal moment is also equal to the compression force. Instead of writing area ng compression times Fy, kasi yan yung compression force, times the distance A, you may rewrite this as area total, or this is the area gross of your section, of your section properties, no? Area gross over 2 times Fy, okay, times A. Now, let's say, tawagin natin that A over 2 times A is equal to Z. So, pangalanan natin siyang Z. Now, that Z, so therefore, the value of the plastic moment is Fyz. Okay? Fyz. So, wherein Z is the plastic section modulus. Mn is the distance between the centroid of two half areas. Again, no? A over 2 times A is your Z. Okay? So, you get the half of your area times A, or pwede rin ganito class, no? Yung A, yung kalahatiin mo, ilagay mo dun yung half, tapos nandito yung total area. Okay? So, meaning you need to get, or simply, it means that you need to get the area, okay? Then you need to identify the distance, okay, papunta doon sa axis na to class. Kakalatiin mo to. You have to identify this axis. And that is your Z. Okay? Or on standard AISC standards, so ang tawag natin dyan is your ZX. Okay? So ZX. So meron din namang ZY, but if we're referring to this axis, so that is your CX. So later on, we are going to try to solve some problems and locate that distance X, or the plastic neutral axis. Okay, so we're going to solve this plastic neutral axis. Now, let's try to solve this plastic moment and elastic moment. From the built-up section shown in the figure, bending is about the x-axis, and the steel is A572 and grade 50. You have the Fy of 450 megapascal, or Fu is 450 and Fy is 345 megapascal. So the section properties are base flange. This is a built-up section presto. So meaning we don't have any data from the AISC database. You have the base flange, thickness ng flange, effective depth, thickness ng web, modulus of elasticity, and then the Fy. So we are going to get the yielding moment, My, and then the plastic moment. So what are the difference of the yielding moment and then the plastic moment? Okay, so yielding moment, actually, yung stress diagram natin, ganito lang, yung itsura. Okay, so actually already encountered this type of the stress diagram. So this stress diagram was discussed from your mechanics of deformable bodies. And to calculate the moment capacity of this section, so ito yung bending stress, no? Na MC over I. So you may calculate the bending stress. So it was derived from your mechanics of deformable bodies. So hindi ko na siya ulitin class. So yung FB dito, ito yung MY, FY. Okay, so pag ganito yung stress diagram mo, yung M mo dito class is the yielding moment lang. So or nag-start pa lang siya mag-yield. Pero pag ganito yung stress diagram natin class, this is already the plastic moment. So ito MC over I. Yan. Or I over C. Pag dinivide mo yung class, I over C is called SX. Okay. I over C. So therefore, for Fy, we can say that My is equal to Fy is equal to My over Sx. And then to calculate My is equal to Fy Sx. Okay? Again, yung MP naman, pinakita natin formula kanina, MP is equal to Fy Zx. So later on, we will try to calculate the Sx and the Zx of a given section. Okay, so dito yung class, no? So ito, hinahanap natin yung yielding moment, okay, came from the stress diagram na nag-yield lang yung extreme layers. So pag sinabing plastic moment class, that the entire cross-section already yields. So, and then also the shape factor of the section. Okay. So these are the dimensions from the given. Okay, so we have the, nilagay lang natin sa ating figure. Okay. So by symmetry, the elastic and plastic neutral axis is located at the mid-depth of the cross-section. Ito ang kagandahan sa symmetrical section class. Okay, kapag symmetrical siya sa axis na to, okay, yung neutral axis nandiyan dyan na. Even the plastic neutral axis. Magkaiba class yung elastic. Anyway, elastic neutral axis ang tawag natin. Kapag ganito ang ating stress diagram. Okay, pagka ganyan yung ating stress diagram class, elastic pa yung ating beam. Bakit? Kasi hindi pa yung extreme layer pa lang yung nag-yield. So, ibig sabihin, yung entire cross-section, okay, ay hindi pa nag-yield, and then, pag hindi pa nag-yield, elastic pa yung material natin. Meaning, as you try to remove this load, it will just go back to its original horizontal sheet. However, for this plastic, no? Okay, ito ang tawag natin dito, plastic neutral axis. Ito elastic. Ito plastic neutral axis. Kapag ka-plastic condition na kasi class, kahit tanggalin mo yung load na yan, hindi na mawawala yung plastic hinge na yan or plastic hinges na to. Okay, or yung nagkakaroon ng necking or lumiliit yung cross-sectional area, okay, due to the internal loads na kinikerry niya. So, for symmetric section, the neutral axis and the plastic neutral axis ay nasa gitna na class. Hindi mo na kailangang i-solve yan. Mamaya naman, let's try to solve yung unsymmetric. Okay, so the elastic properties, we'll try to solve the elastic properties. So we have the moment of inertia. Actually, moment of inertia is an elastic property. So to get the moment of inertia about the neutral axis, so we'll be using actually dalawang solution mo dito to get the moment of inertia about the neutral axis. So meron tayong tinatawag na transfer formula. Ito yung overall neutral axis natin, class. Ito, if you are going to divide this by 3 section or 3 areas, ito area na to, and that area coincide with the neutral axis. So, just get its moment of inertia, BH over 12. Itong area na to, class, yung sarili niyang centroid does not coincide with the overall neutral axis. So, may distance sila. And that's the case that you are going to transfer it. No? If you are going to recall from your statics, we have transfer formula. So, the transfer formula is Ix is equal to BH cubed. Moment of, okay, so I doon sa neutral axis is equal to Ix ng sariling section plus area this curve. You get the moment of inertia of this cross-section and then you transfer it by AD squared. Area niya, distance of its own centroid papunta doon sa neutral axis. Okay? So, actually we did this from our previous lecture. We used transfer formula in getting the neutral axis. Okay? So, pero we can actually use a box. We can assume na ito ay buong box so that hindi na tayo magta-transfer. Buong box. Kunin mo yung ganyang moment of inertia. So yan ay BH cube over 12. Tsaka kasi yung centroid niya ay co-coincide with the overall neutral axis natin. Okay, so you don't have to transfer it by AD squared. Then also, since may butas naman talaga yan dito, so ima-minus mo na lang to class. Yung butas na to. Dalawa to guys. No? Pero pinag-isa ko na lang. So, yung B natin dito, kaya may 250 minus 16. Yung total dimension nito plus ito. 250 minus 16. Then ito yung H, 310 cube over 12. Okay, so that will be the moment of inertia about the x-axis. About the y-axis, about the x-axis lang muna pag-usapan natin plus, no? Yielding moment about the x-axis and the plastic moment about the x-axis. Because mainly, beam is should be placed such that it will bend about the major axis. So ito yung major axis natin tinatawag or the stronger axis. Okay, it should be built or it should be placed such that it will bend on the major axis, stronger axis. Alam natin class that the y-axis is weaker than the stronger axis. You know, from the column discussion. So meron tayong radius of variation about x and y, di ba? And moment of inertia about x and y. You can justify if the how strong is your axis by just looking at the moment of inertia. And from the standards sections, laging weak ang y-axis. Okay? Dito sa B, mostly x-axis lang ang ina-analyze natin, no? Now, SX is just IX divided by 2. Okay, or IX divided by this distance. Or D over 2. Ayan yung SX natin. Okay, so 391.0755 divide natin ng 360 over 2. So this will be your SX. Now to calculate the yield moment or the MY, that is just FY-SX. Pinakita natin yung formula kanina, no? FY-SX, substitute mo, FY 345 megapascal, and then SX. So take note class, FY times SX. FY kasi is in megapascal or Newton per square millimeters. Megapascal yan. And then SX ay naka millimeter cube. Diba? Millimeter cube yan. So therefore, what will be your answer? Newton and M. Mostly, we express moment in terms of kilonewton meter. So yung divide this by 10 raised to 6 or you multiply this by times 10 raised to negative 6, parang answer natin sa moment ay maging kilonewtons. Okay? So the yielding moment is 749.561 kilonewton meters. Meron na tayong sagot dito. Okay. Next is the plastic elastic properties to. So let's proceed with the plastic properties. One of that plastic properties is the plastic section modulus. Okay? Or the ZX. Okay, ZX. ZX can be calculated by area times Y. Ito yung pinakita natin kanina, no? Okay, so but instead of total area, so we're going to use areas, summation of areas, times its distance papunta doon sa ating plastic neutral axis. Okay, so summation of area times the Y. Okay, so unahin natin tong area na to, guys. Okay. So that area, ito yun, itong yellow na to. So that area is 250 times 25. So para makuha mo yung ZX class, isa yan sa mga area na imo-moment mo, parang imo-moment mo kasi area times distance. Ito yung distance niya, 167.5. So paano nakuha yung 167.5? Okay, half neto plus half ng 25. 310 over 2 plus 25 over 2. So that is 167.5. Okay, next area naman. Okay, ito. So that is 16. Okay, times 310 over 2. Is the area, and then need the distance of that area. Okay. Hindi lang ito class kasama sa summation pati yung nasa baba. Kasi total area ang kailangan mo. So each area will be taken, will be multiplied to its centroid going to the plastic neutral axis. So since symmetrical lang naman sila class, kung ano yung area mo dito, yun yung distance, 177.7 distance, parehas lang yung magiging area times y nito. So, kung ano tong nakuha mo dito, area times y, yun din lalabas dito. So just times 2 lang. Okay, so ito siya, no? So 250 times 25, ito yung area, ito yung y niya, 167.5. Okay, plus 310 over 2 is 155. 155 times 16, okay, times this distance na 77.5. So, times 2 natin yan, class, kasi meron sa taas, meron sa baba. Times 2, your Zx is 2478.1. 5 times 10 raised to 3. So, Zx, pwede na natin kunin yung plastic moment. So, the plastic moment is Fy Zx naman. Okay, Zx. Fy Zx, Fy natin is 345 megapascal. And then the Zx na nakuha natin dito, times 10 raised to 3 millimeter cube din tong Zx natin. Fy is Newton per square millimeter. So therefore, Newton M ang kakalabasan din nito, class. Times 10 raised to negative 6 natin. So that your plastic moment is 854. Tatandaan nyo, class, that the plastic moment is already larger than the yielding moment. So mataas yung capacity niya. Mas mataas yung makukuha mong value. Okay? Kasi, all of the entire cross-section already yields. Dito, class, yung extreme layer lang ng ating section. Pinakadulo lang. So, what is shape factor? Shape factor is actually yung ratio lang ng plastic moment and then the yield moment. Or you can simply say Zx over Sx kasi plastic moment, diba? Fy-Sx. Plastic moment yan. Okay? I-divide mo lang siya ng yielding moment, Fy, Fy Zx pala to. Okay? Yielding moment is Fys. So, cancel lang yung Fy. Pwede rin Zx over Sx. That is the shape factor. Okay. The shape factor must be always greater than 1 kay 0. Okay, so we just divide the Zx, ano na lang, no, the section modulus. Okay, again, we have the, ang tawag natin dito, class. Okay, elastic section modulus. Okay, tapos ito naman, plastic section modulus. Itong Zx. Okay, so we have the answer for the shape factor. So that is 1.141. Now let's try to solve unsymmetrical naman. So we are going to solve the plastic and elastic moment. So for this built-up P section shown using Fy of 345 megapascal and Fu of 450, find the yielding moment, the plastic moment, and then the shape factor of the section. Unfortunately, the neutral axis, the elastic neutral axis, does not coincide with the plastic neutral axis if that is unsymmetric, no? Unsymmetric sa x-axis. So we have to solve those plastic neutral axis and the elastic neutral axis. Doon muna tayo class sa elastic properties. For the elastic properties, parang nag-statics lang kayo na ito class, no? Okay, so ito yung ating section. For the elastic properties, para lang tayo ditong nag-moment of inertia, or nag-statics class, no? Para makuha yung neutral axis. Yung neutral axis na pinag-iralan niyo sa statics, guys, hanggang mechanics, okay, is actually elastic yun. Elastic. Okay, so the assumption is just elastic. No? So, kunin muna natin yung elastic neutral axis, guys. Okay, measured from the top. You may also measure it from the bottom. No? So, i-divide natin siya sa dalawang cross-sectional area. So, we have 300 by 22 and then 20 by 250. So, ito yung area 1 natin. Nandiyan yung kanyang sariling centroid. Ito yung area 2 natin. Nandito yung centroid niya. I-table lang natin, class, para mas maganda yung solution. So, do we get before we perform, of course, sa Barringtons, magbabarringtons tayo dito, no? To get the centroid. So, the area 1 is 300 by 22. Then, that is equal to 6,600. So, the area 2 is 20 by 250. 20 by 250 is 5,000. Okay. So, add lang natin, class. So, the area total is 11,600. Next is its distance. Distance of its of every area papunta sa ating reference line, yung top portion. So you have 22 divided by 2. Yun yung ating y1. That is 11. Next, ito naman. Paano natin makuha yan? Papunta sa top, no? Yun yung reference natin. Okay. So y to how do we solve that? 250, di ba? Over 2. I-plus mo lang yung 22. So 125 plus 22. That is 147. Okay. Now, ganito yung ginagamit natin. Nagbabalik ng style last time. So, the area total is y bar is equal to area 1, x1 plus area 2, y2. Okay, area 2, y2. Kunin natin yung y bar. Area 1, x1 plus area 2, y2 over area total. So, ito yung plus. Area 1, y1, area 2, y2 over area totals. Kaya kinuha natin itong area total. So, let's substitute. So, area 1, so 6,600. Okay, times 11 plus 5,000 times 147 over the area total. So, that is equal to, okay, 69, no, from top, the neutral axis measured from top is equal to 69.21. So, aside from that, we need to calculate also. So, store natin itong value na to sa A. Okay, so we also need to identify its moment of inertia about the neutral axis. Okay, dix, no? Kailangan natin. So, since each areas, okay, kada area natin does not coincide with the neutral axis, hindi pantay, so we have to transfer it. So the formula for transfer moment of inertia is Ig plus AB squared. Okay, so Ig, yung moment of inertia niya, solo. So B, tandaan class pag nagba-moment of inertia, yung B mo parallel sa axis lagi. Yung H perpendicular. So ito yung B mo, ito yung H. Pag nag-BH cube over 12 ka. Okay, so yan, no? And then you also need to get the distance of that point. Okay? Of that area, you need to get the distance of that area. Ito, no? So, pangalan na natin D1. So, how do we calculate that distance? Itong D1. So, ang technique dito, guys, is to calculate that D1, so you have Y, Y NA, minusan mo lang ng Y1. Okay, kaya natin sinulat to, ito. Minus mo lang yung dalawa na yan, plus, yun na yung distance. Ganun din sa D2, minus mo lang itong dalawa, yun na yung distance. Regardless kung sino mauna dyan, naka-square naman yung plus. Yan. So, BH cube over 12 plus AD squared. Sa BH cube over 12, ito yung B natin, BH cube over 12 plus area D squared. Okay? So, yan na yung transfer moment of inertia of the individual areas. So, kunin mo lang yung values na ito, tsaka ito. Tapos pag-add mo, that will be the, or just get the summation of IG plus AD squared. So, that will be the moment of inertia about the x-axis. Yan. So, may IX na tayo, guys. Kunin na natin yung SX. So, SX, pag kumuha tayo ng SX, yung mas critical lagi. So, Sx is Ix over C, or the distance from the neutral axis to the extreme layer, extreme fiber. So, extreme fiber natin from the neutral axis. Check natin kung ano ba mas mahaba dito. Y papuntang top, neutral axis papuntang top, or neutral axis papuntang bottom. Okay? So, kung solve natin yung neutral axis papuntang bottom, paano natin solve yan? So, 250 plus 22 minus y top. So, 250 plus 22 minus y top is 202. So, yun yung gagamitin natin C dito sa pagkuha ng SX. So, the section mo, yung gagamitin natin 202. Mas malaki siya kasi dito. So, 16. So, the section modulus is SX, IX over Y both. So, in-store ko to sa C. So, B over C. So, that is your SX. Meron na tayo section modulus, SX. So, we can now solve the yielding moment. So, the yield moment is equal to FYSX. So, FYSX, FY natin is 345 megapascal. And then SX is stored at in-store ko pala ito sa B, guys. Stored at B. Times 10 raised to negative 6 na natin so that it will be in kilonewton meters. Okay. Next. So, ito yung answer natin, class. So, we're done with the elastic properties. Yung FY, SX, IX. Elastic properties yun, class. Galing sa IX. Yung neutral axis kasi, class. Elastic neutral axis. Okay. So, next is the plastic neutral axis. So, how do we get that? Plastic neutral axis. So, andito siya. Bakit ko nalaman na nandiyan siya? Tandaan nyo, class, yung total area, you need to divide it. Equal yung area ng compression, equal yung area ng tension. Assuming na nandito yung tension sa baba, sa taas naman yung compression. So, paano natin nasabihin na dito maglalay yung plastic neutral axis? Yun yung maghahati sa ating cross-sectional area into two equal parts. Equal to dito, sa taas. Merong small portion dito na para nasa tension side. Huwag mo ilagay dito yung plastic neutral axis. Bakit? Kasi tingnan mo, class, ito, kung titignan naman tong section na to, 250 by 200. 250 by 20. Okay. 250 by 20, ilan yun? Yan. 250 by 20, 5,000. Dito na lang natin kasi dito yung value din, ano? 250 by 20, 5,000. 5,000 yung area nito. Tapos ito nasa taas, 6,000. Ibig sabihin, yung nasa taas na area, sobra-sobra siya. Kailangan kasi equal yung area ng compression and equal yung area ng tension. So, bawasan mo tong flange na to. Okay. Doon mo lalagay yung plastic neutral axis para equal yung area na above the plastic neutral axis and below the plastic neutral axis. Okay. Kaya we can easily identify kung nasaan yung plastic neutral axis, saan siya banda mag-fall if you are going to use the areas of each elements, no? Flange and web. Going back, So, the assumption, of course, tama tong assumption na location na to, guys. Diyan yan yung plastic neutral axis. So, ito yung area na kukunin natin. Equal yan sa area sa baba. Pero hindi natin alam yung distance na to. Let's say this is x. Measured from the top. Yung area ng yellow, equal yan sa area ng gray. Area ng compression is equal to area ng tension. Okay. So for the area of compression, so we have 300 times x. Area ng tension, sa baba naman. Ito class, ang height nito is 22 minus x. Ito yon. 22 minus x. Tapos may width ka dito na 300. So add mo lang to, 250 times 20. So with that, we can now solve the value of x. X is equal to 19.333. Store natin yung value sa A. Okay. Then the plastic section modulus can now be solved. Kasi alam na natin yung location ng plastic neutral axis. Diyan natin imo-moment yung kada area. Okay. So, again, the plastic section modulus is Cx is equal to summation of the area times y. Y is the distance of the centroid of the individual area, okay, papunta doon sa plastic neutral axis. So, isa natin, ito muna class, 300 times x. Okay, area niyan. Tapos ano yung distance ng centroid niya papunta dito? E di kalahati ng x. Yan. Yung x pala, in-store natin sa A. Okay, plus. Sunod natin class, itong maliit na portion na to. Yung base niya is 300. Yung height niya is 22 minus 8. Tapos kunin mo yung centroid nun. Okay, kukunin mo yung centroid ng maliit na portion na to. Centroid niya, papunta doon. Yung centroid niya, papunta dito. Okay. And its area. So, yun yung gagamitin natin class. Dito. Okay, sa own centroid papunta sa plastic neutral axis. So, mukha tayo ng plastic section modulus ha. Then, finally, itong part na to. So, area niya, the formula A times Y. No? Area niya, and then, area 250 times, 20 times 250. And then, 250 over 2. Ang galing yan. Centroid na ito, class, 250 over 2. Punta pa lang dyan, ha. Eh, papunta ka dito sa distance x. Plastic neutral axis, rather. So, add mo pa, 250 over 2. Plus, yung maliit na portion na to, class. Okay. Yan. Kunin lang natin. Okay, yung maliit na portion na yan, i-add mo yan doon sa 250 over 2. Okay, so, which is 22 minus 2. So, with that, makukuha natin class yung Zx. Okay, Zx is 695.467 times 10 raised to 3 mm cubed. So, therefore, the plastic moment is Fyzx. So, Fy is 345. Zx ito, times 10 raised to negative 6 ulit. MP is yun, this one. Pwede mo na kunin yung shift factor. Okay. Plastic moment over the yielding moment. So, plastic moment natin, class, 239. And then the yielding moment is only 134. So, the shift factor is always greater than 1.0. That is 1.7.